Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Essendon vs Richmond game, going through who went well, who didn't go so well, and how I missed a trick this week. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Merritt went huge, and I missed it. I would have gone Merritt. There's a lot of times where I have like permutations with a lot of these because a lot of the times it's about bringing in a rookie, etc. It's not about I don't really like going to mid prices, etc. as they can fail quite easily, and you can have a hole of having to, I guess, trade into have a couple of weeks where you're trying to upgrade those mid prices, etc. So Merritt just had a huge game, a 340 point plus quarters and a 27 as well, so 158, and he is definitely number one on the trade-in target. I am just worried about a slight little tag that did occur in the West Coast game that could occur in the game against Essendon, and Merritt doesn't respond the best to tags, so we're going to have to watch that. Ridley 127 wouldn't look much into it. Of course, McGrath goes 117. Yeah, watch him start going 100 pluses now that I've traded him out. That would just basically sum him up. And then Caldwell 112, Redmond 107. I did look at Redmond for a second, but not going to look at him until probably post buy, to be honest, if he returns and starts to score well. Martin, Durham, Hobbs. Hobbs did all right, actually. I thought this wasn't going to be the case, but, I mean, if we look at DFS Australia, I want to see his centre bounce attendances. Go to Essendon, what was it at? It was at 38%, so that was actually, it was a surprisingly good performance from him. I will be interested to see what happens when Shield comes back, or when... I don't know how long Shields is out for. If we look here, is this going to show us Shields being out? I don't think it will, because it's not going to. So Shield was out late, I want to say. And that just helped Hobbs score really well, and I won't be dropping on him this week, as I do think it could be very much a trap, but was annoying to see him score well this week. Heppel, Hines, Thatcher, Snelling, Perkins, Wiedemann. What happened with the rotations here? So it was Caldwell that jumped up dramatically, and did that respond well with his scoring? Let's see, Caldwell. What did Caldwell do last week, as he could be a sneaky little option? A 56 last week, no thank you. As Caldwell's very inconsistent, doesn't really depend on CVAs. Then you have Baldwin again scoring another 64. So he would have been a really good rookie choice for people. I mean, if all had worked out, I think I would have ended up not going Baldwin this week, as I would have been able to get McAndrew this week. That was sort of a plan. That was the perfect plan for me, was being able to get McAndrew, as I didn't really like how Samson Ryan only ended up on 47. And if we look here at Samson Ryan, was his break even 46. That's the thing, I can't really take another week of Samson Ryan having such a low score, but I need to get both Hollands and Powell off the field, I guess, at this point. So it would be the only plan for me that I could see would be, because if we look at break evens, he's at 233 or something, 230k for McAndrew, so it'd be 242k plus about 40k for Hollands. So that would get me up to 280k. And 280k plus Hollands's score. Hollands's price of 515. Did he go down dramatically? Hollands went down, so 515. That would only get me up to like 790, and 790 doesn't really get you anyone, to be honest. So it's probably the better way that I've done it to downgrade Hollands to another rookie and get upgrades other positions on the ground. Anyway, Baldwin, Stringer, Menzie, Tim Woody, Davey. Davey's just losing cash now. I was lucky to get him out at I think like 330 or 340k, as he is now. If we look at this, Davey, I'm pretty sure his break even's probably reset. No, it still hasn't reset, and he's down to 300k. So I've saved 40k doing that. Then we move on to Richmond, and I needed a VC option out of Taranto, and he gave it to me with a 120. And that was just huge after going for Gordon and Gordon not panning out. Then we have Bolton 120. Don't know how he gets to 120, honestly. This was a huge scoring update for him. He had 2 tackles, a kick and a handball, and a goal for 19-point scoring update in this. And so that would have been huge. He scored absolutely huge in the third quarter here and ended up on a 120. Rioli 114, so when a lot of people started to jump off, of course he starts scoring well. That seems to be the case this year. Ross, Martin, Veloston, Short 99, so if we look here, Baker 55, his role is destroyed, and Short's role is sort of there. Then you got Nank 94, sort of getting back into it. I hope they give... do they have an easier matchup next week? Please say they do. They've got Freo. No, they don't have Freo. They've got Port Adelaide. So Port Adelaide, you could honestly just give Samson Ryan the ruck and let Nank just rest. As it seems as if... Well, Lycett's back and he was actually scoring well. So if this was still the team from the ruckman from last week, I think Teagle, you could have probably given more time to Samson Ryan in the ruck. But I think they will give... Nankervis a lot more time, obviously, as they need to beat Port and knock Port off. But yeah, so it isn't much really here, as Bolter, Graham, Grimes, Mansell, Cochin, Baker's role, as we said, was pretty destroyed. 11, 11, 11 and 22. Broad, Pickett, Samson Ryan scored well in the first half, and he did have a mark that shouldn't have been a mark and a goal, so he did get 12 free points, but I mean, he's coming up against Port and he probably has a Lear on him, so or Lear goes to Revolt, but I'm pretty sure is Revolt injured? No, Revolt's there, so whoever gets Samson Ryan, that'll be an interesting matchup, and hopefully he can just kick 3 or 4 goals, have a massive day like he did in I think his debut game. And that'll just help with cash gen, as we just need to keep Samson Ryan going for 4 more games, I think it is. I need him to just continue on, as that'll help me get to just getting a red dot ruckman. That's 200k, and Samson Ryan holding at 500 or 490k will be absolutely huge, as he's 472 at the moment. I would honestly take that and run with it if I could, but I need to get Wardlaw's cash gen in, as he will... I think Wardlaw's going to jump to 500k probably around not the end of the buy, but he's probably going to be 450 or so at the end of the buy, as he's 320 at the moment, and he's got 4 games, so 320, and he's got an 8 break even. He could gain 60k this week, 60k the next week. He could be 500k before the buy, and yeah, so I need that cash gen out of him, as I think I can get my team... I think my team has the ability to grow to 22.5 to 23 million, to be honest, still, as there's still a lot of cash to make, as Aitken still has a good, probably 70, 80k. Wilmot has a good 100k or so. Seamus Mitchell has a good 130 or so k, so that's already 300k. And you've got here Whitfield has a little bit to go. Ashcroft has a little bit to go. We got Wardlaw, who could honestly end up the season just sitting at the M8 role, and he could be 300, 350k more. So that's already 600k. Ashcroft's like 680k. Another 80 or so k out of Whitfield, so that's already 750k or so. Rosie probably can get up to 880k, so that's like we're already at 800k almost gained. And then Noah Long has another probably 50 or 60k. So it probably actually isn't 23.5, but I'm still going to get to, just off these players alone, going to get to 22 million, and that'll be probably where I stop, I reckon. And then I'll have to be actively trading these guys out to get more cash involved with it. So and then anyone else here? So we talked about Ryan, and there is no one else here. So that's basically the video there. And if I go back to the main screen, that's the review there of the Essendon vs Richmond game. And I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.